Hey everyone, and welcome back to BeamNG.drive. In today's video, I'm going to be going over gear ratios and tire size. In the drag car tuning video, someone commented that the tire size is in relation to the width. So if I come down to here, you can see that the front is 19 by 10 and the rear is 19 by 12. The front is 10 inches wide, the rear is 12. 265 wide tires on the front, 345 on the rear. Both front and rear wheels are the same diameter at 19 inches, and then the sidewall is the quote-unquote same at 35. But since it's relative to the width, the rear sidewall is actually thicker or taller than front. I think it's like 35% of the width or something. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, because of this, with an all-wheel drive vehicle, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, whatever, you will need to set your final drive on your differentials differently. The Sunburst here is fine because they are the same width and everything. They're literally the same size, so it's fine. But with this, by going to tuning, you can see my front differential is at 3.97 and the rear is at 4.18. If you have the differentials set to the same ratio, the rear tires will technically, or not technically, but will spin faster than the front due to them being a little bit bigger. Therefore, you are pushing the front wheels a little bit, and you can create understeer and just worse handling and stuff like that. Some off-road vehicles will actually have the front differential set faster than the rear to do what's called an overdrive to help with going around tighter corners and stuff easier. The front end will pull the rear end of it. So Bastion, because I haven't gone through and fixed all my cars, you can see same issue, not as profound or pronounced as the FCV, but you can tell the rear tires are bigger than the front. So to deal with this, at least in Beam, I'm not sure how to calculate it in real life. There's math and stuff involved, but by the way, in Beam, thankfully, there is an app, if I could click on the right button, for wheel debug down here. Wheels debug. And it's that. You have the name of the wheel, the speed, and then its grip and stuff once we start moving. And there goes my controller disconnecting. I'm actually going to switch to a different UI set layout, if it will let me. To switch to one of the ones I use for my replays. There we go. And then you can see here it's down there, and then the brakes beside it, and so on. So, what we're going to do is reconnect the controller. There we go. Okay, so starting the car would help too. There we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully the ding doesn't go constantly either. So, like I said, we want to mainly focus on the Wheels Debug app and then our speed, our overall speed. One of the wheels should match our speed, our overall speed, more than the others. Which looks like they're both pretty close. You also might have to check it at a higher speed. I like to go about 65 miles an hour for my initial testing. And then we can see the rear is going ever so slightly faster than the front. And then the little green line is much bigger on the back than it is on the front. Actually, there's times where it was still red on the front. Yeah. So that means the rear is pushing the front wheels. The rear wheels are pushing. And then if I get up to a higher speed, you can see now it's a bit more profound or pronounced when I'm on the throttle. The rear is quite a bit faster. So, what I'm going to do is drop the front by 1 and increase the rear by 1. You can either only drop the front to make them spin faster, or you can raise the rear to make them spin slower, or you can do both, like I am. And now it's actually doing the front ones a bit faster than the rear, I think. It's hard to tell when you're going around a corner. Okay, the back is still a little bit faster than the front, it looks like. Let me go back to the other straightaway and we can get a better idea. Oops, understeer. You can see the green line on the top where the front wheels is much, much bigger now. But the rear end is still a little bit faster than the back or front. So, oh, this car sounds so good. I'm going to drop that one by 1 more and raise that one by 1 more and see how it goes. And that's basically all you do, trial and error, at least with this kind of setup. Like I said, there are likely ways to use math and such to properly get it, I just don't know the formula. But in a game where you have telemetry, it is very, very simple. They look pretty close to me now. It's hard to tell around this part of the track. It's understeering a little bit less now as well. Back, it's still definitely a little faster than the front. So, what is the difference on the FCV? 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a difference of about 10 on this. And at the moment, this is not quite 10, so let's... They're also, like, different tire sizes. The difference isn't the same. There's a different difference. So, yeah, basically just keep going, change it little by little, and eventually they will match each other. And this is just how I do my cars, really. Just make little adjustments at a time and get it to the little, find the little sweet spot where it performs the best. A little bit closer, but the rear end is still pushing a bit more than I'd like it to. So I'm gonna go one more time. There we go. Use interior camera this time, so it's a little quieter. Drone and interior camera is kind of bad though, but right. They are quite accurate, or quite similar now. The back is still definitely a little bit faster than the front, but you can tell it's getting closer, so yeah. That's pretty much it for this video. Of course, the higher the number, the more torque. The lower the number, the more speed, and so on. In my actual, like, specific tuning videos, I believe I address it more, like gear ratios, especially in the crawling one. And then, yeah, they're quite similar. So I will finish this car off camera and the rest of my cars. I'm just kind of going through my configuration pack and fixing these on the cars, because there are certain there are a few cars that have this issue, and I need to go through and fix them so that they can stop being all understeery and weird. Because like this thing didn't really like doing donuts before, and it does decent donuts now once the differential's locked. So yeah. If you're having any issues with a car you've been tuning, especially if it's an all-wheel drive car that is understeering, check your tire widths and like profiles and stuff. Maybe it's because you were pushing the front end and that was causing it to understeer. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Any tips, tricks, anything you want me to check out. And yeah, as always, I hope this helped, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Also, aside from the transport truck and trailer, these 5 cars are in my configuration pack. So, if you would like to drive them, the link will be in the description.